Hi there, I'm Verified Champion Trader Kevin Davey, and today I'm going to test an algo that I call the tit for tat algo. And this is a PG rated video, just so you know. Let's get started. Okay, today I'm going to test what's called the tit for tat algo. And you might say, well, what's that? Before I get into it, if you haven't already subscribed, now's the best time to hit that subscribe button. Well, actually, any time's a good time to hit it, but hit it. And just in advance, I know you're going to like this video, so just give it a thumbs up. Don't worry about doing it later. You might forget. Just do it now. Hit that like button. I'll wait. Okay, I'm done waiting. You should have hit it. Let's talk about this algo. There's an old child's game. Maybe you played it as a kid. It's the one where you hit me, I'll hit you back harder, and you keep escalating with it. And it's called tit for tat. And another way to play it is you're playing a game and you play nice. That's the green. And so you won't cheat, and then you expect your opponent not to cheat. Or you can be over in the red, retaliatory, where you cheat because you saw somebody else cheat. Or it could be forgiving, where you saw somebody else cheat, but you forgave them for cheating. So it's kind of a game where you do what somebody else does or you don't do it. And you might say, what does this have to do with trading? You'll see that in a second. This is how I came up with this idea. This was one that just bubbled out of my head. Is it a good one? We'll see. Here are the rules. Basically, there's some conditions that kind of complicate the code. But if the close is less than the close of the previous bar, then you go long. So you're trying to do the opposite. So it's a one-day trend, or one bar trend, I should say. If it's daily bars, it's a one-day trend. But it's a one-bar trend. If the close, the current close, is less than the close of the previous bar, then you're going to go long. Okay? And if you have a profitable position, you're just going to let it run. So you're kind of doing the opposite. The market's down, I'm going to go long. Vice versa for short. The Tradestation Code is here. It looks a lot more complicated because it uses some average true range calculations, but more or less it says if the close is less than the previous close, buy next market. There's some other stuff in there to keep you in a winning trade for a while. But that is the essence of the code. Okay, and you can see it goes on for a little bit. This was one I created maybe a decade ago. So it's a lot more complicated than some of the systems I do now. Over the years, I found, hey, make things simpler. They tend to work better. This is one that really wasn't that complicated. 3 variables that I'm optimizing. There's a couple ATR lengths. There's also a stop loss. 100 iterations total. Here's a sample trade. You can see, for example, let's look at that trade on the right. The bar's down, and then you buy the next bar. And then you can see it does over on the left, it goes back and forth a lot, where it's just losing trade, losing trade, losing trade, losing trade. And then all of a sudden it catches a short and it just rides it for a while. That's the idea, is you keep going back and forth until you align yourself during a trend, and then you just kind of stay in it. You know, it's an idea. I don't know if it's the best, but let's see how it works. So first, how I test, I use this strategy approach, trademarked. So it's something only I do, something only I can talk about. It's called the Strategy Factory. It's just a process for building strategies, and it's unique. Preliminary tests, only 33 combinations look robust. You know, we've had some earlier ones if you've watched this series. And if you haven't watched this series, why not? You should be watching all these videos I'm creating. And I'm going to stare at you until you start watching them all. Okay. My eyes were watering. 33. That's the number for this. Not that great. Okay. Here's some Walkforward results, though. Hey, this doesn't look too bad. You can see over on the right, with all the stuff going on with the Russian-Ukrainian war, things went kind of crazy. You can see the volatility just exploded here with the energies, heating oil in this case. Not bad. Here's Swiss franc. It's up and to the right, but boy, it's a roller coaster. I don't know if you'd want to do this, but it's one of the better ones. And then if you look at trading potential, there's not a whole lot of potential here. There were only 5 combinations. What's interesting is different markets. There's 2 grains, eggs, with soybeans and wheat. There's a currency, there's an energy, and there's an interest rate. That's kind of interesting. Usually you see them grouped with a few of one group showing good results. This is all over the place. It's important to note, as always, this is not a fully tested strategy. There's more things that I would do as part of that trademark process that I mentioned before. But hey, it does work in certain situations and it does show some robustness, so it's not that bad. Test it yourself. You know, take what I've done, just take the idea, create your own version of it, but test it. Don't rely on what I'm saying is the be all and end all of, oh, well, Kevin said it, so I don't have to test it. I'm saying test it, because then you'll have a lot more confidence in it. And what I've found is confidence is huge to good trading. Leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. You know, how do you like this one compared to some of the other ones? I don't know if I like it that much, but it is what it is, right? And if you have an idea to test, you say, oh, these are stupid ideas you're giving us. Hey, program it in TradeStation. Send it to me. I'll test it, possibly. Show it in a video. I'll give you credit if it looks good. And guess what? If it's bad, I won't mention who you are. So don't worry about it. So you can be anonymous on the bad side and a hero on the good side. That's great. Send it to me. Maybe I'll test it. I'm Champion Trader Kevin Davey. Have a great day.